Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway, because their slogan is Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. Welcome into episode 132 of The Mom Game. I am Emily Jones. She is Julie Dobbs. We've had so much together time lately.
I love it.
I love it. We're going to be quick with our together time today because we have a very fun, entertaining special guest coming up. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy for our time together because next week I will be on the road. Last Rangers road trip of the season.
You're almost there.
Oh my God, almost there. You will be in studio and we're going to get to the sportsy things that are happening in sports because your life's about to change because Kelly going back to work.
Kelly's going back to work.
It's hockey. It's hockey time in Texas.
Hockey time in Texas.
So we'll talk about that in sports. But first we need to just catch up on what's been going on. I just got back from Mexico. I have firmly established that I have social anxiety disorder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what led into this self-diagnosis.
Well, so I earned a free trip to Mexico, courtesy of Scout and Cellar, because of I hit certain things and have awesome clients that bought wine from me. And so I won a trip to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico. Mike could not go because now he is out of town. So I invited my best friend from high school who overcame breast cancer last year. We have not gotten to spend a ton of time together. And so I just wanted a chance to catch up with her and for us to
sounds amazing.
It was awesome. But what I realized is I'm not good around people. Like I get weird. I get weird. Like let me tell you something, Julie, I life party, and now I'm just not.
Like you're not party now?
I'm not party. I'm still, party in the room by ourselves.
Right.
But I don't know. Like it's a thing.
So,
like to where I have
okay, how do you do at Rangers games though? When everybody fans come up or all that? Because I feel like you get a lot of that.
So then I feel like I have to be on, right? Like I need to. First of all, you want to be nice to those people. They're nice to you, right? Yeah. And it's not like I'm bitchy or mean or whatever in these social situations. It's just that I don't.
Maybe you outside of work you're different to people outside of work than you are when you're working.
And so there's a certain part of me that feels like, and the way I treat people at the ballpark is genuine.
Yeah.
But I just I don't know. I feel like I'm always are you having conversations with yourself all the time in your head? No. You're not. Okay. Well, this I don't know. You don't talk to yourself in your head, okay, well, all right. Well, we're getting somewhere here.
Do you? Just because I don't doesn't mean that we can't talk about it.
But this is, there's something going on here.
Okay, I have questions.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm having dialogue with myself in my head about the situation that I'm in.
Is it your voice?
It's my voice.
Okay,
it's my voice. So, for example, we take this group picture in Mexico, and I thought it was just for people who were Scout and Cellar people. And so Kelly didn't come with me. Listen, her ass is so fucking slow. Anyway, it wouldn't have mattered. She wouldn't have made it to the picture because she's slow and she's...
Your friend.
Yes. And she's lovely and she's wonderful and she knows me better than any person on this planet. But we are very different. She is very... she's trying on different bracelets and she might change her outfit a couple of times.
That's how I am.
And I'm not.
Yeah.
And so anyway, whatever, beside the point. But so so we're supposed to take this group picture. First of all, I had already missed There's one organized activity outside of this picture.
Ropes course?
Not a ropes course. It was like a business thing. And I opted to go for a run instead of going to this. I kind of forgot about it. And then when I looked at the itinerary, I was like, I'm just going to go for a run. It's better for my headspace, whatever. And so I go to this group picture and I round the corner and it's 5 o'clock in Mexico, which everybody's been there. I mean, partaking, same, whatever. And I can hear like the crowd of people. And I turn the corner and there's a sea of like 300 people on this staircase. And I'm immediately like,
oh no.
Like I was like start hyperventilating. First of all, I'm glad I was like 5 minutes late. So I just got to like scoot in the front. But I'm like, there was just a lot of people. And everybody's having fun and they're talking loud and they've been normal human behavior, right? You've been by the pool all day. You're in Mexico.
Yeah,
you're
not a care in the world.
Talking. Everybody's friends. We're all good.
Yeah,
but haha, funny. Yeah, woo. And I was just like, I was so on the verge of a panic attack that I just was like, I just need to get through this. I just need to get through this. And I don't.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I'm just like, and maybe it's because like I didn't have someone to like be a sounding board for. I don't know. But I was literally like, I have legit social anxiety.
Yeah.
Like I don't like I've known it for years or I've self-diagnosed for years, but I feel like it's definitely
and being in the career that you are and being like having the job you have can make that happen.
I know, but Julie, we've talked about this. No one wanted more attention than this girl.
I know, but that doesn't mean that you can't have the feelings
from the age of 5 to the age of 30.
Yeah.
Probably.
Talk to my agent.
Oh, talk to my agent. Like I was all about it. I mean, for 25 years of my life, you couldn't give me enough attention.
Yeah.
You couldn't put me in more social situations and let me party and have fun. And not that I'm not having fun, but like, be all up in the mix and be the funny, party animal girl or whatever. And now I'm just not that I'm a completely different human, because I feel like I'm still the same way with like 3 people.
Yeah.
But when I get I don't know.
Just when you feel comfortable. But we've talked about
really
this
weird.
Because you've seen what it can do to people like Britney Spears or like people we've talked about this on a bigger magnified
by
level.
25 million.
Like I think it's normal to have that a little bit when you're used to being on TV, people coming up to you all the time, people critiquing you all the time.
Let me get this straight. These people weren't like, they weren't,
I know.
The people in Mexico, they didn't give 2 fucks about who I was or what. This was just like a product. Those
experiences created this.
No, you're right.
It did.
You're right.
And it's fine. I see it with like radio people that are really successful, even in our field. It's like, you're always thinking someone's going to have an opinion about you or that like,
oh, what are they going to think?
What are they going to say?
And
but
not
in
even
reality, they don't give, like you said, 2 shits.
So like for prime example, so there's this girl, she's on my team as counselor. She's hilarious. She's awesome. And so we were sitting by the pool and the first day I literally just sat by the beach and read my Dirk book, which I'm still.
You tweeted about, yay.
It's working on it.
Getting closer.
And then so I was like, I need to go hang out. Like these are people I like and care about. But there was like so many people in the pool and there was and I was like, oh my gosh.
I don't like that either.
So anyway, hanging out in the pool and then like this girl, she does like rears up and cannonballs and there's pool full of people. And I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to be looking over here. And I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Just doing goddamn cannonball. Like we're having fun in Mexico. Like get your stick out of your ass, Emily, and quit. Why are you so worried about, but I was just worried about not even anything, but just people looking around. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with me?
It's okay.
It happens.
But
I think it's important that I'm recognizing it.
Yeah.
But it's a thing. But you don't talk to yourself in your head.
I don't talk to myself. I don't talk to myself in my head. But a lot of the things that you're saying, I feel like I'm becoming more that way. Like I like to party too. Yeah. Right? And I like to go out and do things.
Be social.
Yeah. But at the same time, like now, if there's a situation I'm not 100% comfortable with, like if it's not work friends, because my work people have now become like more of my family or friends. If it's like a mom thing and, let's all go, blah, blah, blah. I'm more inclined to say no than like put myself out there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I think we're always evolving as people.
Yeah.
And the older we get, like certain things just don't sound fun, but
I know, but like for me, I don't want to be like party animal, life of the
you
party,
don't wanna
entertaining
break into
everyone.
a sweat when you see
but
people.
also too, I don't want to be like, totally like not open myself to different situations and whatever people based on that. Like it's something I feel like I'm going to like legit have to work. And maybe when I retire from television, maybe when I'm done with the Rangers,
and you're only seeing people that,
that maybe that will all change, but it's a really weird thing.
I can imagine.
Again, I mean, especially knowing, talk to my agent, Emily, like this is completely a departure from what I thought that I wanted and all that. Like, it's just weird. It's a very strange thing.
Things aren't often as we think they are when we finally get there, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's good though. That's good that you've recognized that. Yeah, it's good you're being vulnerable about it. Because we want to get you to a place where you don't hyperventilate when we see people.
I know. Well, I'm not to that point, but I'm telling you,
but like a big group.
Yeah. Yep. So we can check. I have social anxiety on the list, and first step is admitting it. So there we are. All right, let's talk a little sports.
We'll make a counselor friend.
Sport thing. Yeah, we need.
I need one too.
Yep. Let's go.
Not for my son.
No. Okay. Sports Scorts. Our friends at Diva Laura, who, by the way, I'm going to see Melanie on Friday. I was like, just got back from Mexico. Probably
totally
need some.
Jelly.
So she's gonna hook a sister up. So
yeah. So Melanie, if you haven't heard us talk about her before, she started Diva Laura Wellness after feeling a bit overwhelmed in her career, which was being a PA and surgery and like in orthopedics. Right.
Yeah.
So she started this company, and basically if you listen to this show, you're going to love her. If you listen to the show where she was on, you will love her. But even if you didn't, she's one of us. She's our people. She's a mom. She's helping us all figure out how to make ourselves look presentable, look the way we want to look and not tired.
Feel good in your skin.
And she can help you work with any budget that you have. Because that's something that I know personally always stressed me out. It was like I'd hear about everyone doing all these things to their face, and I'd be like, wow, you look amazing. But like I would probably get divorced if I was spending that much on my face when I have kids that need this and that and a house and a husband and all that. So Melanie is just somebody that can help you wherever you're at in the skincare process. She can meet you there, and she can help formulate the perfect plan for you. I've started using her products, and I can tell such a big difference.
Is it the Zeo?
Yes, the Zeo.
So I texted her and I'm like, hey, I'm almost out of my Rodan and Field stuff. I'd like to give the Zoe stuff a try. So that's what we're going to do on Friday. She's going to figure that out. But yeah.
And she'll put a package together for you. And she wrote me, it was kind of like a prescription type thing. It was like, do this, do that, do this. So it's like, skincare for dummies. She takes all the guesswork out of it, and she will hook you up with whatever it is that you need. She is a mom of 3.
Yeah. And work within your budget, which is super important.
And work within your budget. So on Instagram, she's at Injector Melanie. If you go to our feed, you'll see we've posted about her. She's an awesome person, an awesome friend, and she does really, really good work. And you all need to try the skincare line because it's awesome. So I get excited when I like wash my face out.
I know. It's nice when you have a routine.
Yes.
DivaLoreMedicalWellness.com is her website. She has a separate landing page for us. I just remembered.
Oh,
it's DivaLoreMedicalWellness.com/themomgame.
I didn't know this.
For our mom game listeners, she has special things for the mom game listeners. So it's DivaLoreWellness.com/themomgame. So she knows we sent you. Yeah.
We'll put that in our link tree too.
Yep.
DivaLoreMedicalWellness.com/themomgame.
Love it. Okay, sports scorts. We just alluded to it. Here comes hockey.
It's coming. It's coming fast and furious.
Ready?
No. I mean, I'm never ready.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. I don't
Kelly
love
ready?
it. I don't love it when my husband goes away a lot.
I know.
Speaking of anxiety, that's when I get anxiety. I'm not an anxious person, but this whole 9 months I am.
Feel you.
But it's fine. Kelly's ready. I think we're, anytime there's a new head coach, like there's a new energy and a new motivation, I guess, momentum, whatever you want to call it. And Pete DeBoer seems like a good person for the job. He seems like a good man. Kelly likes him so far. He's been around for a long time, and he knows what he wants to do.
He's got some skins on the wall too, doesn't he?
He has some skins on the wall. I mean, he's been coaching in this league for a long time. And I don't want to say that Rick Bowness was Rick Bowness has been in the league for a really long time too, but he hadn't been a head coach for a while. So there was maybe a little bit more like guess and check with him, or not knowing what you're going to get, not knowing if he's going to play the young guys or if he's going to sit the young guys, or what he's going to do with a situation when you have a veteran that maybe needs to be pulled. Like, will he pull things like that? You didn't know what you were necessarily going to get with Rick Bowness. I think he was trying to feel it all out the whole time, and he did really well with it. But Pete DeBoer is somebody that is a veteran coach that has been there, done that. And his whole MO is like, I know the way that I'm going to coach and it's going to work.
So you know what you're getting.
You know,
so there's there's none of the, what can we expect from?
Yeah. And you know what, like in a broader picture, like as long as I've covered the Stars, I've tried to do like the whole, as a media person, when I was covering them for work, trying to find their identity. Like there was always a question mark. And it's like, who are you? Like, what kind of game do you want to play? Like, are you going to score a lot of goals? Are you going to be a very, defense first kind of team, which they tried to do with Ken Hitchcock, all of that. And I'm hoping with DeBoer that there will be no question marks. Like he knows what type of team he wants to have. He knows how he wants to coach. And his theory is that, the way of playing, the mentality that he implements is going to be better. They're going to do that every game. It's going to be consistent, and it's going to be better than what the other team brings no matter what. There's going to be no secrets. It's going to be like, this is the type of hockey we want to play. What that is, we'll see, right? They haven't even started training camp yet. But he's very confident in what he preaches, and I think Kelly's already picked up on that, and I think that's good because you need that, especially with a young team. They got Jake Ottinger signed. Thank goodness. The one thing that I'm skeptical about is Jason Robertson. He was a restricted free agent. And they haven't signed him yet, and he's not going to start camp. Oh, and he is,
hockey players do holdouts too.
Like our top scorer. Yeah. Yeah. So they do. And he's young and sweet. Yes.
Like young and like he's stud.
Yeah. So we got to get that figured out. So that's one of the things I'm watching as they go into camp. It's in Cedar Park. It's going to be 4 days, and then they'll come back and they'll start preseason games. So next week there'll be hockey games to go to if anybody's interested.
I'll go in the off season.
I
mean, not like
next week,
tomorrow, or next week. No,
well, we'll do TMG.
Yeah.
Night out.
Yes. Oh, please.
They're fun.
Okay. News desk.
Wait,
what?
Rangers.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the Rangers.
How many
news.
games we've left?
I mean, as of right now, when we're taping, I have to put on makeup and fix my hair 12 more times. 12 more times. Because there's a doubleheader. So.
Oh, another doubleheader.
13 games.
Okay.
Not that anyone's counting.
By the way, people loved the day in the life of
Emily.
Oh
my gosh. Shout out to Adam for making that look so good. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I bet it's cool it being you to see it all like in that condensed time.
Adam did a phenomenal job with that. I mean, he basically held my hand, told me exactly what to shoot, how to shoot it.
Yeah.
And then he put it all together.
That was awesome.
Shout out to Adam Hernandez, our awesome.
And Ashley. Yeah.
And, did Ashley work on it too?
I think she did. Yeah.
Okay. Ashley and Adam. Thank you so much. So. They did y'all did a phenomenal job. So shout out Adam, Ashley for making that look good. Because Lord knows I would have never been able to do that. Okay. TMG News Desk brought to us by 360 Wealth Management. We have talked about 360 Wealth Management in a couple of previous episodes. And I love how when we talked to Sean about, kind of the messaging that he wants and what he wants our audience to know about his company. And he identified very quickly the differences between you and I. Yeah. Different approaches to saving money and planning for retirement. There's Emily, always wants to save more. Want to make sure we have enough to hoard a bit. OCD with saving money and managing money. Want to work optional. You could, but always want more. Wired to save. You save for later. So when is later? And that's the question. So that's, and if you've worked for a long time and you're like accumulating all these things and like, now what, at what point can I stop hoarding and start, I mean, not that I'm not living, but just start letting that work for me. And that's where 360 Wealth Management comes in.
Is it 55? Is it 60? Is
it
63?
Right. And someone telling me like, it's okay. You can walk away from this, or you can do this, or whatever. And then there's the Julie. He identified us both very, very,
which is true. The Julie is like, it'll be okay. Everything's fine. We'll just, as long as I'm paying my bills, like we're all cool. Right.
Everything's great. Right.
Yeah. So what's cool about 360 Wealth Management is that they can work with either type of person, and they can help you know if you're an Emily when it's okay to start saving, or if you're a Julie, like, hey, maybe you need to start saving a little bit more and think about the future, because if you want to spend XYZ, this is what you're going to need to save each month. So whether you're an Emily or a Julie, they can help you. If you're a Julie like me, they can help you pinpoint a certain level of income that you should not go below, which is important. So if you know what you're bringing in each month, they'll tell you what to make sure that you're saving each month. They can help you figure out how to add new money to that hoarding pile. What can you take out of maybe your Social Security benefits to make sure that you have enough, because we do have options when it comes to that. And the Julie that I am is like, check at the box. Let's get this paper out of my way so I can go on. And I don't really read it. I don't know what we're doing as far as Social Security. My husband does, but he can help. He can help. So don't be intimidated by calling somebody like this, whether you're like Emily, whether like me. Chances are you need some help and you need some guidance, because it is a situation where you need an expert.
Everybody needs some help. So reach out to Sean Kernan at 469-200-2830. That's 469-200-2830, or Sean, SEAN, at 360wm.net. And we'll have that stuff on that information on our website as well. For them. Yeah.
Very cool. So the news.
The news is the Queen is dead. Are you into this?
Why did you sing that like you were happy?
No, I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
I know.
It's a lot. But I never got into like the royal wedding or there's been a lot of them, right? Like, yeah. I don't know. Like
So how did you feel when you heard the Queen was dead?
I was like,
did you feel anything?
No, I mean, I feel like she fucking crushed life. Like, she killed it. Apparently she had 4 cocktails a day. Like I'm like, please, like, hashtag goals. Does anybody say hashtag anymore? I don't
think
did. So.
We can.
Well,
we can do whatever you
need.
I'm
just saying, like, if I make it to 96 and I'm like upright until 95 and I'm taking in 4 cocktails throughout the day and like
let alone
reigning
like
over a Commonwealth, like, I'm good to check out. I don't know. Am I callous and mean? I don't know. I mean,
no, yeah.
No,
you're not.
But and not that. I mean, listen, my mom.
She's 96.
She was somewhere around there.
You're right.
Like, my mom lost her parents at around that mid 90s, and it was sad. I was sad they were gone, and she's obviously much more sad because that was her parents.
I know.
But like, when you make it to a certain point, like, it's like, man,
hell yeah, like, I'm doing well.
You did it.
Yeah.
Like with the, like, I don't know, to where I don't feel like that. I mean, I lost my dad when he was 67.
Yeah.
He went very suddenly, very unexpectedly. And so I have a very different perspective on that.
I understand that.
It was like, man, I only had him, and
it's hard sometimes to,
and you can't really
say the right
right.
Because my husband lost his mom unexpectedly like that. Like, she was, 60, low 60s. And my mom lost her mom at 95 and is still so sad about it. Like, and it's very sad. It's your mom.
You can't diminish anyone's grief,
and
regardless of if it's a dog or a cat or a gerbil or
especially
parent.
If it's your mom,
right? I mean, it's all hard. I guess,
dad,
right? Yeah. For me, it was like, I just didn't have an emotional attachment to Queen Elizabeth, nor do I have an attachment to the monarchy. Is that what it's called? Like, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole, I'm not getting up to watch the royal wedding, it does nothing for me.
Yeah, no, people are infatuated with it because it's like a fairy tale.
That is so far from my fairy tale.
Right.
It sounds awful.
Yeah. What do you think about Kate?
I think she's beautiful.
But like, when you think about her life, and like, did you see all the videos of her at the funeral and the procession? I couldn't believe.
I saw one picture of her and she looked stunning.
Yes.
But I'm like, you couldn't, first of all, no one wants me to be a queen or a princess. Trust me on that one.
You would have to be refined. We would have to do some workshops.
Honey, you would have to strip this thing down to the bones. But that appeals to me none.
Yeah.
And neither does like the intrigue of, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, but at the same time, people probably look at me and are like, you're so into baseball. And why are you think it's so cool that Albert Pujols is about to hit a gazillion home run? You know what I mean? They're probably the same way about me. And so it's like to each their own. The royalty or the monarchy or the whatever they're called just does nothing for me.
Well, and that's fine. And I think
I think there are a lot of people that are into it, and you do you, boo. Get into it.
Yeah.
Go, wake up at 4 a.m. to watch that procession. But it
was powerful watching it.
Well, and then my girlfriend Lisa, and she's like, I mean, what? Queen Elizabeth was a fucking badass, and you don't even appreciate. And I was like, okay,
I'll get into a Queen Elizabeth fight.
I was like, okay, all right, she was a badass. It just didn't. I don't know. It just
she did a lot for women.
Yeah. Well, and I'm in on that.
But I hate that now that she's dead, a man's in charge.
Yeah. I mean, full disclosure, I don't know dick about the monarchy. I just don't know anything.
Now her son is in charge, but he's probably not long for this world. I mean, he's 75 or something. So then you get Prince William.
Okay.
And then Kate becomes queen, but not the queen because she's not blood. I'm learning.
And then apparently it's you better watch out because people will come for you if you don't have this whole lineage figured out.
Someone was talking me through it the other day.
No,
it was sad because it was obviously a huge deal. She
seemed like a badass. I mean, I was into her. I like her.
I was into her. You were not.
But sorry, I didn't. I wasn't into her. I wasn't against her.
Well,
I misspoke. I wasn't into her.
You're good. Whatever your stance is on Queen Elizabeth,
I just
you're
feel
good.
like people are.
We don't care. You're good.
Elizabeth. Okay.
Not a lot of people are into her. Not a lot of people are against her around here.
Yes, we've got to go.
It was a big deal.
It was a very big deal to a lot of people, and I'm not diminishing that by any stretch.
No, you're good.
It was just not a big deal to me.
She's singing again.
Okay. We have a special guest and our friends at Baylor Scott & White, our official health partner of the Mom Game.
Official health partner of the Mom Game.
Have a big event that we want to tell you about before we bring on our special guest.
Yes, it's going to be on September 28th. This is another thing that's near and dear to my heart. Cancer care and prevention has always been a priority at Baylor Scott & White All Saints Medical Center, Fort Worth's Joan Katz Cancer Resources Center. Through their advanced cancer treatments and groundbreaking therapies, All Saints continues to take a holistic approach to medicine and patient care. So they're having a big event. It is on September 28th at noon as we host a question and answer session on oral cancer prevention and the signs and symptoms that you need to be aware of your own health to be your own health advocate. We had somebody on that spoke about that type of cancer, oral cancer, and it was we learned a lot having her on. So I think you'll learn a lot from this too. It'll focus on understanding what your body's trying to tell you and help you reduce your risk of cancer. To register, bswhealth.com/prevent-oral-cancer, or easier, you can just call 817-922-2223 to speak with a member of their care team or register for the event. So hopefully you're following along with Baylor Scott & White. Everything cool that they've done with us here on the Mom Game and these initiatives that they have are things that we need to know as people that are trying to take care of ourselves.
Yes, and they're awesome. And it's a shame it's not Breast Cancer Awareness Month because my boob just made an appearance in your spot because I was trying.
We are in fact aware of your breasts, so thank you for that.
I mean, I was trying to sneak out because I do have to go to work.
Next month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Emily's other breast will make an appearance. So stay tuned.
We're ahead of the game. All right. It's time.
Now it's time for our special guest this week, which I know everybody's going to love.
It's time.
Okay, now it is time for our special guest for this week. And this is somebody that I have been so excited to have on the show for a while now, because as moms will do, we've been going back and forth on dates and canceling and rescheduling because we are all busy working moms. This is Angeline Guido Hall, and we actually go way back, which we'll talk about.
Yes.
But you are a busy working mom, 2 kids, and she started her own company that has taken off doing interior design. Is that all correct?
That's all correct. You got it.
Okay, so tell us let's start first with the kids.
Okay.
How old?
3.5 and 6.5.
Oh, you're in it.
We are in it.
You are in it.
Yes.
They're fun.
Fun.
They're fun ages.
Yeah, they're super fun. You know, you really kind of get to know their little personalities as they change, as they age. And like right now we're in this really fun kind of season with my daughter where she's like having actual conversations, and she really is like opinionated about what she wants to wear and what she wants to do for her activities. Like we just got her in dance, and I was really excited to drop her off at dance for the first time. And I dropped her off and I was like prepared to like stay and, you know, record.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we don't allow moms to stay.
Oh.
And I was like, what?
What a great idea, though.
My content.
My content.
Yeah, the gymnastics content for her was pretty good. She was pretty awful when we started with gymnastics, like real. But she had the best attitude. She'd stand up after just busting ass and just
yeah.
Did you see?
I think I saw a good fall, and it was. I remember actually LOLing,
not graceful falling, like just like smearing the face on the mat falling.
Yeah.
But and my son's 6.5, and he's all into sports and just super boy and you know, super boyish, and he's fun. He's in first grade, and they're just awesome kids. I feel really blessed, and you know. Go ahead.
Where'd you grow up?
Dallas and Lake Highlands.
Okay.
Went to Lake Highlands High School and went to TCU.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because you know I'm in Lake Highlands. Yeah, and my mom and stepdad both went to Lake Highlands High School.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but I have to mention how we initially first met.
Yeah, this is always the most important thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is actually very bizarre. I want to say 9 years ago.
It would have been 9 or 10 years ago.
9 or 10 years ago. So I was working at Fox Sports Southwest, and I happened to meet Angeline when I ran into her car.
Oh,
and
dear.
we got in a wreck in the
Where?
parking lot right next door to Fox.
Okay.
She T-boned me pretty
Oh, no. Jerry Jones could identify.
It was a T-bone, and I was going pretty fast.
What were you
flying.
doing?
I was just leisurely leaving for lunch, you know, like heading out to probably get some salad, because that's back when I looked like I ate salads all the time. And I'm just minding my own business, you know.
Oh my gosh, I'm already back in this place, and I felt
listen to some Matt Kearney, you know,
terrible.
and here comes Julie.
in a parking lot.
You have lots of wrecks, I feel like.
Oh, that isn't.
We were on our way to the mix bar, and you had a wreck. Remember?
That's the last wreck I've been in.
Okay.
And I want to almost say I hadn't had another one until then.
Okay.
You just both happened to have been witness to my wreck.
So it was my rear passenger side. So I get out, and poor Julie. I felt so bad for her.
So I'll explain.
Yes.
So I think I was leaving for lunch too, or coming back from lunch. And I was going through chemo at this point, and
I had just found out the day before about your cancer.
Really?
Yes.
She's even worse. Okay,
Yes.
see, my memory is not good. So I'm glad that you remember that fact. Oh my God. Okay, so imagine this.
Oh, you're a mess.
I'm a disaster.
Like she was just in a different world, you know?
Mentally, and I'm this way normally. So imagine that.
No.
Like I already don't know where I'm going ever half the time. Don't know what I'm saying. Don't know who I'm talking to. But so my mind was floating, and I was driving back from lunch, and I didn't even look to my left to see if anybody was coming from usually no one comes from back there, because it is only employees that work in this one building or whatever. So I didn't even look, and I'm just driving straight, like probably needing to get back to go edit some shit for Rangers pregame show.
Very important stuff.
Yes, very important stuff. And I just slammed right into her. So we both get out, of course, and I just start bawling. I'm like, I just found out I have cancer.
And I was like, and I wasn't mad. I mean, I got out, and I was like,
so
I could tell that you were frazzled, and I was like, it's okay. And you were like, I'm sorry, I'm having word vomit. I just found out I had cancer. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh my God, honey, it's okay. And I'm like giving her a hug, you know, like, it's okay. Like, it's totally fine. And I felt so bad. And I was like, look, it's no big deal. It's just a rear passenger door.
It just might be total.
Try to open it, and it wouldn't open. And I was like, it's gonna open. It's okay.
It's all fine. It's all going to be just fine. Everything's fine.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, it's totally fine.
Very dramatic. And I'm so sorry
to
this day about the wreck and about just bombing you with that information that you didn't need to know.
Well, no. So then we became like friends or acquaintances, you know.
Yeah.
And so whenever you were having your cancer-free party, you invited me, and so I went to your cancer-free party and celebrated. Got to meet all your friends, and I walked in, and she was like, "This is the girl who I hit with my car." And everybody's like, I was like, "No, I was in the car. Like I was in my car when she hit me with her car. It wasn't.
I didn't just like nearly
Run her over.
in, you know,
nearly kill her." Oh my gosh! So yeah, so that's how we met, and then we've just kind of like, I started following you on social media, and we've just kind of Facebook.
Yes,
We're
I never
Facebook
get on
friends.
So
Facebook.
this is the way you make new friends. You get in wrecks.
You get
Or
in
you could get shot,
accidents.
or according to like all the road rage stories I keep hearing.
Right. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. That's how you make friends. Is getting shot.
I'm saying we don't recommend this. Wait,
No. Okay.
You know,
Okay.
then you might end up on their podcast one day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might work out for you.
So we stayed like in contact, very loose contact, and then you're a member at DAC where I'm a member, so I've seen you there recently, and the kids have played. But I kind of, so at that point you were working for the
Mi Casina Group, the
Casina
M Crowd.
Group.
They own Mi Casina Taco Diner, and
she did like all of the interior.
I think back to that job. I was like 20. Let's see, that would have been 10 years and 36. I was probably like between like 25 and 27 when I worked there, and I think about like everything that I did, and I'm like, I don't think I even work that hard now.
Really?
It was such
I'm
a
sure.
hard job.
Yeah.
I was the only one that did my job, and I designed new restaurants, and then I also, part of my job was maintaining all their existing 21 restaurants that they had at the time. So it's like somebody had a tear in a booth, or like they needed new plants, they needed umbrellas, or they wanted to remodel a bathroom, like whatever. That was my job. I was
Wow,
like
that
handling
is
all
a big job.
So
that's what you did then, and since then you've started your own thing.
I started my own thing from there, because I always had like some side clients all throughout my different like careers that I had, or I was always in the same career, but throughout my different positions that I had at different companies, I always had like my little side business, side clients that I was just kind of developing, and then it really took off. And even before I left Mi Casina Group, I had like a little assistant that I was paying that was like doing stuff for me like while I was still employed part time. They knew that I was phasing out, and I went part time, and that was a little over 8 years ago that I started my business, and so I've just been adding employees and growing, and ever since then there's 9 of us now. And
Oh wow.
yeah,
Good for you. That's
thank
awesome.
you. It's
That's
fun.
awesome.
Really
Is
good.
TCU known for interior design?
I mean, there's only so many design programs at different universities, like within the Texas, I mean, really the state of Texas, but specifically in like the DFW Metroplex, and like TCU is known for that. Like they're not known for that, but they have a good design program.
Yeah.
So
we're building a house right now. My interior designer is a TCU alum
no
as well.
way.
You know what? You might know her.
Yeah. Who is
Lauren Cornelius.
Yes, she was in my graduating class.
Okay, yeah. Lightly Interiors.
So talented.
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah.
I always knew
That's
that she
so
was going to be
crazy.
so talented.
Yeah, and she
Yes.
same thing. She was working for
corporate.
Schwartz Hansen,
Yes.
who was actually our architect on our project, and then Lauren
and
Tina.
Yes. Started.
Yes. And and Lauren lives down the street from me.
No
and so when we
way.
started building this house, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like,
Oh my gosh.
and this project is way
That's-
too big for me to undertake.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I got you. And it was when we started this thing, it was very first when they went on their own. Now they've been in business for 24 years. And it's, oh my God.
Going really well, as you can tell.
It's going
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's going really amazing.
No,
but
they're-
no, that's so awesome. That's a small world. Yeah, I have to tell her.
It's great to see like all these people that I went to school with, like because when I graduated in 2008, it was 2009. I went to work for a hospitality firm. So we did like hotels and restaurants and the spas and stuff within those hotels. And in 2009 or 10, I got laid off. And so I grew up with my parents being home builders. And so my parents had always said, like, please, when I told them I wanted to go to school for interior design, I just literally never wanted to do anything else. Like it was never even
That's
like
so cool.
a flash in my mind of like,
Yeah.
well, maybe I could do that. I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to be like an actress and a model, but obviously
And a model.
my bone structure is not that of a model. So, so anyways, I ended up going into interior design, and my parents kept being like, please do something else. So then after I got laid off, I kept thinking like, well, maybe I should consider doing something else. And so I was like, my parents were like, you should be in sales. And I was like, all right. So I went to try to sell advertising for this magazine. Well, selling advertising in the midst of, a recession is not exactly the best job either, especially when you're trying to sell it through a design-centric magazine where you're selling to designers who have been laying people off.
Right.
So
they're like, no thanks.
I tried that for a little while and I was like, this is not for me. I'm going to stick in this industry in whatever fashion I can. So like I worked at retail for a little while at a home store that I was their in-house designer. And so I would do all their in-home consultations. But through that, it allowed me to have my own little like side business. So like I would help them through the store, but there was only so much I could get them through the store. And then I would take them like to market on my days off. And, so I kind of just started my own little business doing that. And, but it's back to my point of like watching people who I graduated with, and we all graduated in the midst of this recession, basically. There's a lot of them that kind of fell off and kind of went into different industries. But the ones that have stayed, it's like so great to see how successful they are. Like Lauren and a few other girls that like I just saw this last weekend, one of my other friends, Linnea, that I went to design school with. And like she's got her own furniture line and her own interior design business. And it's such a passion industry that like you're not going to survive if you don't like eat, breathe, like just live in it all the time.
Yeah. Well, and probably too, you don't start out having big fancy clients. You've got to start small and build that portfolio and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's kind of like, it's very similar. I mean, it's probably that way in a lot of industries. I mean, we only know broadcasting basically, but I feel like broadcasting, it's like it weeds itself out because it's like there's so many people that want to be on TV that if you're not willing to make shit for money and work shit hours for like a good 2 to 3 years, you're not going to make it because there's somebody else that's going to. And it just kind of weeds people out.
Yeah. So I'm looking at I'm looking at your Instagram. I mentioned how entertaining and fun and funny she is on Instagram. She's got 15,500 followers on her Instagram account. Interior design studio known for crafting high-end yet livable interiors, and I love this, and lasting relationships. I feel like you do things a little differently. Yeah. What's your whole MO when it comes to your work?
I feel like it's super fun when you work with us. Like we're professional when we need to be professional, but like we have a lot of fun with our clients. When they come in for a presentation, I've got booze, I've got food, I've got snacks. What you want, we have it. All the different drinks of whatever. So, and it's a very intimate process to go through designing someone's house. I mean, you're in the middle of their not in the middle of their finances, but you deal with their money.
Yep.
You're learning about like all the like intricacies of their life, of their daily patterns, and their kids, like what their kids like, what their kids' needs are. I mean, when you're thinking about just something specifically like in their pantry, I'm working with a client who doesn't like, she's very raw. Like everything is just like very fresh, very raw. So like thinking about like her pantry and how that needs to be laid out versus how someone else's pantry who's very like packaged, that like I can't say that I have a lot of packaged goods in my pantry. Yeah. So, but it's very different in terms of like figuring out how to design those spaces for the different needs. And so anyways, it's a really, like I was saying, an intimate process. I mean, the funny conversations that we've had with clients, like when I go to show someone a bed one time, we're sitting in our conference room with the husband and wife, and the husband is like pretty tall, and he's like, what would the height of that mattress be? And she's like, shut up. And he's like, I'm very specific about the height of the mattress. And I was like, I get it, okay? How high?
I'm just putting it together. Not the length of the mattress.
No.
But the height of the mattress. Okay.
And I so how high do you need it to be? And he was like 31 inches. And I was like, okay.
Cheers to that couple. Wow.
Cheers to
that couple. Yep. But, tall guy. Gonna make it custom.
So she was like, that would be great if we could maintain that mattress height. And I was like, okay. We could do that.
Yeah.
And so
this could have been a discreet
text. I just thought, what kind of story is this? Of course he wants a long mattress. He's a tall guy. Then I'm like, no. Wait. We're talking about height.
Yes.
Okay.
So we, like, in terms of going back to the point of like lasting relationships, like I care more at the end of the day. One, that obviously someone loves their home, but I care the most about their experience And if they're happy at the end of the day, like I have lost so much money on jobs just to like try to make people happy. And sometimes in the end, there's that person that you're just not going to make them happy. And that's okay. I've only had a couple of those in my time of owning a business. But I really care about the lasting relationship. I don't want to like see someone out and be like, oh, there's that client, you know.
Right.
Like, I want to be able to walk up and be like, how is your child? How are y'all doing? You know, whatever. And then when they have other projects, then they call us. We have a lot of repeat clients. I mean, most of our business is referral based or from Instagram. You know, like people, I try to keep it very light and, you know, obviously professional on the Instagram, but I like to share a lot of relatable content because it's almost like a warm lead when someone contacts me. It's like they know about my kids, they know about my life, and it's relatable to their life. A lot of our clients are young families. So we design for a lot of young families. And so it's almost like they have like a conversation starter with me when they call or they email or whatever. So that's why I share a lot of the stuff that I share. And I just like to make people laugh. There's a lot of poop content on there.
Yeah.
I joke that I'm going to start a poop OnlyFans for an OnlyFans for my kids' poop. People like to see picture. Like I'll be like, what? I'm not going to show that. I have some poop catastrophe stories that I've shared on Instagram.
Are you taking pictures of the shit?
So I took a picture specifically for like my record, to know like you
if
made
someone
it
was
through
sick or something.
that.
Yeah.
No, just for me.
Are
to
you
know
talking about
that I
like
made
blowouts
or like my housekeeper? I shouldn't call her housekeeper. The lady that cleans my house. She is the super nice, like probably like early 40s. And she contacts me while we're in Hawaii, and she's like, hey, Angeline, so I found this little bit of a situation in the guest bathroom upstairs, and I am a little nervous. There looks like there's a lot happening in there, and I don't really want to flush it because I'm nervous that it might, you know, make your bathroom flood or something.
Poor thing.
I sent a picture to your nanny to ask if she thinks that I should do anything about it because we were going to be gone for like 4 more days. She was like, would you like me to send you a picture? I was like, yes. So she sends the picture and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Like, this is like nothing I kept zooming in trying to figure out.
Are your kids with you in Hawaii or are they at home?
No.
So there's a mystery turd floating around.
There was the essence of what used to be a turd that had disintegrated into wads and wads of toilet paper. So anyways, I was like, just don't mess with it. I'll get it when I get home. Well, I forgot about it. So like 2 days after we got home, it's like midnight and my husband's asleep already, of course. And I'm like, shit. I forgot about the shit upstairs.
The things we think about when we're trying to sleep.
I know.
Early bird.
Went up and took a look at it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's just as bad as the picture." So I got like some tongs, and I had a plunger, and I had a roll of toilet paper and bleach and a trash can. So I thought, this is good content, you know, like everything is content, you know. Like,
yeah. So there's a way to laugh with other people when you're in a shitty situation, if you will.
Literally.
So it's on one of the highlights, but it's a whole thing about what it was. And so anyway, I said, I have a picture if anyone would like to see. I will judge you if you ask, but I will surely share a picture with you. I had about 14 or 15 people message that were like, okay, we have to see this.
Right.
So I showed them.
I'm going to go watch. I'm checking out the highlights now.
If you would like to see it, I have the picture.
I mean, I have to see it. I can't not see it.
I'm going to run the other direction. I can't handle shit.
So anyway, there's a lot of like that kind of content on there. And
so wait, who was it from?
We don't know. It was one of the children. They both denied.
Okay.
I mean, it had to have been one of the kids. And then like all the friends that come over to our house on a regular basis that live in our neighborhood, every time they come over, I'm like, hey, before you enter, I have some questions for you.
Did you or did you not?
Have you been upstairs in our guest bath? And they're like, this little like 4-year-old neighbor. I didn't do that. And I'm like, so anyway, everybody gets interviewed.
Looks suspicious.
What's a guest bath? Like, I'm sure 4-year-old is like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
That bathroom upstairs by the Nintendo. Is that ringing a bell? Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
There's always one bathroom where everyone goes to.
Yeah.
So anyway, I keep it kind of along those lines on the Instagram.
Well, I love it. I personally love following it. So so I am really bad at decorating. And I don't know what's cool. I don't know what to do. I honestly like haven't even really done it in my house because I still want to add on a kitchen. And once the kitchen's done, I'm going to try to do everything. But like, what are people doing these days? What's cool? What do we, I mean, I know there's like the super modern look is in. But is there an alternative to that? Like if you can't keep shit clean and you're not OCD, like what would I do?
I mean, so that's, again, part of our bio is like high end yet livable. So it's really like however you live. If you want a show kitchen, then you got to have another space to put all the stuff that you don't want out in the show kitchen.
Like a secret kitchen.
Like a back kitchen, or a lot of our clients are doing back kitchens or butler pantries that it's more than just a pantry. There's like appliances in there.
Yeah, that's
where you keep your coffee.
Okay.
Is that what you're doing?
Well, I mean, the small appliances. It's not like we're having 2 ranges and 2 refrigerators or whatever. But basically because
that's how Emily is. By the way,
I'm super OCD.
Okay.
She's so OCD. There's no. I went to her house and I was like, "Where is everything? Like, where is your shit? Like, where are your kids' pictures? Like, where's your fucking toaster? Like, where's your Keurig? Like, where's your the homework they bring home from school? Like the dog leash? Where is it?
Yeah, yes. All of it.
How do you live here?
So I'm super,
it's gorgeous.
It's super OCD,
It's gorgeous.
and I'm super plain. But one thing I will say about Lauren has made me step outside. Like we have black doors and door frames.
I have black doors.
And black window.
So
the window panes on the inside
This
are
is
black.
trending.
That's good.
My
Black doors
husband
are
called
trending.
me. I was in Mexico last week, and my husband called me, and he's like, something happened. Some of the doors are black, and I'm like, it's on purpose, honey. It's on purpose. He's like, we're having black. He was like, I don't. We gotta figure this out before the painters. They're working all the time, and I was like, they're supposed to be black. They're supposed to be
how old
black.
are your kiddos?
9 and 11.
Okay, so they're a little bit past the age of complete destruction.
Yes.
Okay, because I will say I have black doors in my house and I have some black cabinets, and the black paint
so pretty.
It's beautiful, but it will kind of scuff. So just be aware of that.
Okay.
And just know
My OCD is already like.
She's ordering a
Make sure they
million
live up
magic
like this.
erasers.
They make sure they leave me
the magic
touch-up
erasers
paint.
are helpful.
Yeah.
The touch-up paint, yes. But yeah, I mean, I think like, again, it's really just how you live. We design for the client. We design for the client style. We don't push a certain style. Like, I feel like if you look at our portfolio, I had a store for a while, a decor store that was attached to our old design studio. We just recently moved in April, just to a different area in the design district. But I had a store there, and a lot of the stuff in there was very kind of like globally influenced, a lot of vintage rugs and some cool vintage furniture and just like lots of pottery and that sort of thing. And so I think for a while, a lot of our clients were kind of drawn to that because they would come in the store and I would meet them and then they would hire us to do projects. But so you will see kind of a lot of that throughout our portfolio. That's my personal style, is very like lived in, very layered, very not perfect. Like I want people to come in and like feel like they can take a nap on the couch and like, like just hang out, and it's not like stuffy. And that's how a lot of our clients are. But we do have clients that are like Emily, where they're like,
they're stuffy.
No, not stuffy. Just I want it to look like perfect and beautiful.
Oh
and
yeah, lots of people are doing that. I mean, and it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, and it just depends on the client.
Yeah, and at the same time, like I have my style or whatever, but I think I have my best girlfriend from high school. She's very like, I'm thinking like, she's got all. I don't want to say eclectic, but a very, she's got
lots of
throw blankets, cool trinkets,
yes,
and a cool chandelier that was probably from Santa Fe and circa 1962 or whatever. And I think it's beautiful. I think her home is beautiful. I think she's done a wonderful job decorating it. But it is definitely not my style. Right. But it takes all kinds to make the world go round.
Yes, of course. And that's like, I think there's a difference between appreciating a style and it being your actual personal style. Like I appreciate all different kinds of styles, but my personal style is my personal style. Your personal style is your personal style. So a good designer's job is not to try to replicate or push a certain style on someone. It's to really get into their design soul and figure out like what it is that makes them tick in terms of that, and like bring it all to life. Because a lot of people also can be kind of like squirrel, like, oh, I like this, I like that, I like that. So we kind of have to do a lot of like psychological background. So like so our process is pretty stringent in like getting to learn someone's design style in the beginning. So we spend a lot of time reviewing Pinterest images and kind of really going through that. And we in the last year put an extra step in our process called our concept presentation, where a client just comes in and we go through a bunch of concept images. So like we really love the feel of this living room for you. There's these different things about this living room. We love like these certain things about this kitchen and this certain things about this kitchen, possibly for your house. You know, we kind of throw a few wallpapers and tiles out on the table just to kind of see what they're drawn to. And then from there, that helps us go into the actual design phase. But we've done a lot of background on what they like. So when they come in for their big presentation where we have their 3D renderings and we have their like whole design so cool. all set out,
then help me.
I would love to. You tell me anytime, girl. Then they kind of know what they're walking into a little bit already, but they haven't seen like the big finished product, which is really cool to review.
Yeah, like my style is like you bring me 5 options and then I'll pick one. Because I can't, if you send me out into the world and to tell me to come up with shit, I'm like, I'm out. It's way too overwhelming. Yeah. I can't. I need you to narrow it down for me.
Well, and I mean, I can speak to that. I can speak to the value of what we do as designers, because when I built my own house in 2020, literally the worst time to build a house.
Oh, I don't know. I bet. Oh, you know what? That's when we started ours.
Actually, it's probably worse now. Well, last year was the worst because then you were dealing with all these ridiculous delays. They're getting better, but they're still there.
Yeah. Oh, delays. And then you remember when lumber was at the highest?
Top.
Yeah. That's when we placed our order. It was amazing.
Yes.
Emily's borderline meltdown.
Oh, I'm so meltdown. I'm literally so meltdown over that. Like, I'm just like, please just get me in this fucking house. Please. Okay. So when you built your house, sorry.
Yes. No, that's okay. But it was super hard for me to make decisions because I appreciate so many styles and I like so many things. So I actually had some of the designers on my staff like help me through the process of designing my own house. And it really kind of put me in the seat of like what our clients go through to try to like make all these decisions, because it's so much more emotional when it's your own home versus me helping you with your house and showing you here's 5 options like you were saying. And our process is super collaborative. Like while we show like finished schemes and things for the presentation, we do a really good job of like whatever you see here is not set in stone. Like, let's look at some other options if you're not feeling this, and we'll move stuff around on the design boards. We project to the TV there in the conference room. And so our clients, while they've hired us, they still are very much a part of the process. So it's not like we come in and bulldoze. And then every once in a while we have clients that are like I've worked this one bachelor client twice now, and he's awesome. And he's just like, yeah, great. Love it. Like, and you know, by now we know him pretty well, but most of the time, like our clients really like to be involved. It's a fun process for them. So
yeah, I love it. Okay. Speaking of clients,
it's time.
It's time.
It's time to talk.
Like I said, there's a million things we could talk to Angeline about besides this. But this was the hook where I was like, all right, I got to get you in here. So she recently designed the new home for Shaq.
Yes, for Shaq. So fun for Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal. What the fuck is Shaquille O'Neal doing buying a house in North Texas?
So he kind of what he told me was obviously like he is starting that chicken restaurant franchise.
Right.
Okay. So the first guy that bought a bunch of his franchises is based in Texas. So most of his restaurants are first going to be opening up here in Texas. He has kids that are still here in Texas in school. And then he also is one of the largest shareholders in JCPenney. So he has to be like at the JCPenney headquarters some. So whenever he first contacted me, which I'll tell you that story, it's pretty funny. I was like, you know, how much do you want to spend? What do you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. Because I was like, oh my God, Shaq. Like, you know, and he was like, well, I'm only going to be there like 10 days out of the year. Like,
oh my gosh.
I know. So he is, you know, obviously like investing your money in real estate is he's such a smart guy, such a smart business guy. And obviously like his money first came from sports, but since then he's created wealth from, I mean, anybody that Googles him can learn all this, you know, but like he's created wealth from just all these smart business decisions, and he's just a super generous guy. But anyway, so when he contacted me,
how did he hear about you?
So his realtor, which I think it's funny how I still don't really know how he found the realtor. Zach Guido is his name. He's a super nice guy. He works for Rogers Healy's. He's in his firm or agency, whatever they call it for real estate.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
We know what you mean.
Yes. So anyways, he found him on Instagram, I think, and contacted him on Instagram, and Zach was like, okay, yeah. So he started finding him some options for houses, and he ended up buying that one. So anyways, Zach's girlfriend is friends with one of my designers on my staff, Sydney. And Sydney and Zach's girlfriend went to high school together. So when Shaq was asking, like, do you have a referral for a designer? Zach was like, asked his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was like, I mean, the only one I know is my friend Sydney from high school. She works for a designer. And so anyway, she texted her, and then Sydney calls me. She's like, oh my God, Shaq's looking for an interior designer. And I'm like, okay, are they calling us? She was like, yeah, he's gonna, I think he's gonna contact us. So anyway, Zach, his real estate agent, called me and told me about he might be contacting us.
Oh my gosh.
And so he said, you know, I'm gonna give him your phone number. He might call you sometime later today. So this was a day that I was working from home. I was like, and when I work from home, like, I don't get up and shower and like fix myself like a lot of people do.
No.
Like,
no. Out.
No, out. Just like, and doing my thing. The kids are probably filling up a toilet somewhere. Like, there's all, because it was during the summer. My son was home. And so, anyways, I just sitting there in my bed with my pajamas on and my hair in like a messy bun on my laptop. And I get this FaceTime call, and it's from
he's FaceTiming you.
Yes, and it's from a San Antonio zip code or area code, and I was like, who's FaceTiming me? I was like, oh my God! I like put two and two together. I was like, he's from San Antonio. So I leap from the bed like as fast as my 36-year-old legs will carry me.
Like, how long is that FaceTime? 40 minutes before they're gone?
Do what?
40 seconds?
No, I don't even think it was that long.
30 seconds?
It's like maybe 30 at the most. Yeah. So anyway, I run. I'm like to my closet like as fast as I can. While I'm running, I'm like throwing my shirt off, taking my hair down, like, and I just grabbed the first shirt I can find. It was some like random sweater, and it's the middle of summer, and I just throw it over my body. Well, I missed it, and immediately he texts and says Shaq, and I was like, shit.
His text said Shaq.
Yes, and so I was like, okay, so I like compose myself.
Oh my
God. And I call him back, and he says, well, congrats on the job. And I was like, hi. I can't believe I'm talking to you right now. Like, I can't believe this is happening.
But were you trying to be cool? Because I feel like sometimes, like, because athletes they want, especially people that are, you know, they're kind of allowing into this inner circle.
Yes.
They don't want you to be too fangirly.
No. And I was fangirling so hard inside.
But if he started out with Shaq and then congrats on the job, he's all right with it. You know what I mean?
He's
like,
so used to people like
he's
an icon.
I mean, and I've had very limited dealings with him, but he seems so fucking cool.
So
every time I've ever like had an encounter with him, it's just been so chill.
He is so nice. It was hilarious. I have to tell you all this story. He starts walking me around his Atlanta house, because he called me from his Atlanta house, and he's like walking me around. He's showing me like his decor inside. And I said, so have you ever worked with a designer? And he's like, no, I have never hired a designer. I've done all my design all by myself. He's like, I love trinkets. And he's like showing me all of his accessories.
He likes tchotchkes.
He loves tchotchkes.
That is so surprising because he's so big. I'm afraid he'd break
up. You two could never get married.
No, I'm sorry, Shaq. I apologize.
So
Emily does not love tchotchkes.
So he's walking me around, and
trinkets.
His friend is in the background. He loves, I got a trinket story for you about him.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
He made me take him to Home Goods. When
shit.
I have footage of him at Home Goods. It was the funniest.
Okay, sorry.
So anyways, he sits down and so he turns the camera around like on his phone to like show me around his house. Well, then he forgets to turn it back around, so he's like sitting there talking to me while he's sitting at the bar stool, and I can see like out that way, and he's got his hookah.
He thinks he's talking to you
right there, and his friend walks in the room, and Shaq says to me, so like, what do you think my style is? Is it modern? Is it traditional? And I said, it's kind of transitional. I said, he's really kind of in between, you know, it's transitional. And so he was like, what's that? So I started explaining what transitional is to him, where it's kind of a mix of both, like clean lines, but still kind of traditional essence here and there. And his friend walks in, because I guess he heard him say, what do you think my style is? And his friend walks in and he goes, it's contemporary. And he goes, it's transitional, motherfucker. Oh, sorry. And so I was laughing so hard, and his friend goes, and I can see it because his camera's out this way, and his friend goes, transitional? And he goes, yeah, I just learned what it is. It's like between modern and traditional. And his friend's like,
All right.
Makes sense. You know, as he like goes on with his day. So anyway,
That's amazing.
Transitional motherfucker.
yes, it's transitional, motherfucker. And I was like, oh my God, this is too hilarious. I was like, why is no one here watching this with me right now?
Why am I not recording this?
Like, no, where is everybody?
But you were like the perfect person for him because you're funny and you can laugh at all that.
No doubt.
We had so much fun.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he was with some like stuffy, like prim and proper interior designer? Like, let me show you, Mr. Shaquille. Let me show you these options.
And we book out like 6 months, like anywhere between like 4 to 6 months. Like we can't just jump on a project. We do have a secondary design board service. Let me plug design board service really quick.
There you go.
Design board service where you can do like just 1 room or 2 rooms. And Sydney, the designer that introduced, where I got to know through Shaq, or her through Shaq, whatever.
We know.
Anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've had some wine.
Yeah, sorry.
So anyways, she handles that side of my business. And so she really runs that side. So it's like smaller scope projects, anything like that. We can still handle those, and it's done through all of our vendors and everything. So it's really cool thing. But anyways, but typically we book out for like full houses, 4 to 6 months. And so anyway, he calls and I said, okay, well, this was June 1st when he called. And June 15th. And I said, okay, well, when do you want to move in? And he was like, I want everything there by July. No, sorry.
Oh,
it was May. And he was moving in June 30th. I want everything by June 30th. And this was May 15th. So it was 6 weeks. And I was like,
and the house is empty.
and like, yes. And I was like, you don't tell Shaq no. You know, like, so I was like, okay, yeah, I could totally make that happen.
You're like, all hands on deck.
And then he told me what budget he wanted to spend. And it was, he's like, you would think that obviously Shaq is very wealthy, but he's very mindful about his budget, you know? And I was like, I don't think I can do it. And he was like, well, just put something together and send it to me. So I did. And it was still like very modest. Like he was making very smart decisions. And he was like, all those upstairs guest bedrooms, I don't care. Just buy a bunch of shit from rooms to go. And I was like, I'm not going to buy anything from rooms to go. I will just buy from like,
we'll figure it out.
Well-priced trade vendors that we get really, really aggressive pricing from, because we buy a bunch from them and we'll put it up there. So, but anyways, it was such a fun project. He does not call. He only FaceTimes. So I have never received like an actual phone call. Like I'll be texting him about some stuff and then he just FaceTimes.
He's like, I'm so tired of typing. I mean, can you imagine how big his fingers are trying to type words?
I can't imagine. And trying to talk into the phone. The phone's probably like, what?
Yeah.
Siri is like,
so
what
far
did you
away
just say?
from me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
just to confirm, this wasn't the tall man that asked for the height of the bed.
No. He was not specific about the bed at all.
I'm totally kidding. Just putting 2 and 2 together here.
We're questioning those rumors before they start.
No, another tall client of ours used to be an athlete as well.
Yeah.
But
well, anyway. And I don't know if you can't answer this, but he's not married currently?
No.
Okay. So, and you said that the other one was a married couple.
What was his style like?
He's transitional motherfucker. Come on, Julie, where you been?
Julie. No, it was very just like, he loves a little bit of glam, but like mostly just kind of simple. He does not like, he's mostly like cream, does not like bright white, creams, grays, golds, that sort of thing. Not a lot of black.
What's the trinket story?
Okay, so at his install, the day of his install, he was there for the whole install. Normally, like, clients aren't around.
Yeah, you're supposed to go. Lauren told me this. She's like, you'll need to go. Yes, you'll need to leave the house, which is kind of exciting because it's like opening a present.
So exciting.
Oh my gosh. So it's like,
has this happened for you?
This is sweet Jesus. It hasn't happened.
Can we record it?
Yes. You need to.
Yes, I will record it.
We have Lauren on the podcast to talk about having you as a client. That would be funny.
That'd be really funny.
God bless her.
You should.
Oh, God bless her. Yeah, but there's usually, she was very specific about us leaving, about her having the house.
You got the GTFO, girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But Shaq didn't want to.
He was there. Him and all of his cronies were there. All of his.
How many? He has a lot of cronies.
No, there was like his right-hand guy, and then a couple of his other guys that do different things for him.
God, I want fucking cronies.
But if I had to be a crony, I would want to be a crony for Shaq. I think it'd be fun as hell.
Yeah. So he is super fun. So we get there and we're like bringing stuff in, and he's in his pajama pants and like a t-shirt. Okay, and his like necklace on, and he's his Tom
necklace and pajama pants.
Okay, and he's in Toms. Okay, black and white.
Like
checkered.
his toes aren't out. His toes are covered.
They were in the Toms all the way in. Yeah, and those feet are. I'm not kidding you.
Oh.
Like, cause like they're and the legs like
big ass Tom.
Yeah, I mean I'm not like a short girl. I'm 5'7", and when I took a picture with him, I had like probably 3 or 4 inch heels on, and I was like below his armpit. He's 7'1". He's huge.
Wow,
he's giant.
Yeah, and he's just like a gentle giant. He's so funny. So anyways, he is there the whole day. The painter's there, like doing some paint touch up. The electricians are there. They're all taking pictures with him. We had a big custom sectional made for him, like seats a little higher, backs a little taller, like it's a little deeper. So it was super comfortable.
In 6 weeks, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this.
Yeah, our workroom, when I told them who it was for, they were like, okay, we can do it.
Yeah.
They were like, but we get to meet him. So they came and delivered and they got to meet him.
Cool.
So they got to take a picture. So anyway, we bring the sectional in and he lays down and the whole day, this guy is like creating content for me. He's like, here, come here, you got to get this. You got to get this.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like wanting me to record him do all this goofy stuff. So he's acting like he's taking a nap on the sectional. And so he's like, you got to post that. So I'm like recording him taking a fake nap on the sectional. So then I posted in stories and everybody's like, is that really him? And I'm like, yes, it's really him. So then, but he actually did end up falling asleep on the sofa right after that. And everybody's like buzzing around and he is snoring so loud. He
must have been so tired.
He was and his right hand guy Alex was like, he just naps. Like he's just so busy. Like it's hard for him to like actually take like sleep a lot.
Nap.
I know. So he'll just like nap when he can, you know. And so anyway, he took like a
middle
little cat
of
nap.
like
and then
1,000 people.
Yes, and he woke up and he was like, "How long was I asleep?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes." And I was like, "You really were asleep that time, weren't you?" He was like, "I was. That's a really comfortable sectional." I was like, "Yes."
Oh my God. I bet that sectional company was like,
anyways,
cha-ching.
Yeah.
he says, he gets him from his nap and he's like, I want to go buy some trinkets. And I said, well, we brought like
he gets up from his nap and says, I want to go buy some trinkets.
Well, we brought a bunch of stuff. Do you want to look at it? He's like, no, I want to go buy more. And I was
my God.
okay. And he goes, look up on your phone and see if there's a Home Goods anywhere near. And I was like, you and I are going to go to Home Goods? And he was like,
what
yeah.
I saw.
And he's looking at me like, why would we not walk into Home Goods? And I'm like, I'm going to take you in your pajama pants and Toms to Home Goods. And he's like, yeah. He goes, do you know how to drive a truck? And I said, yeah, my husband has a truck. And he starts walking. He throws the keys back to me and he goes, all right, you're driving. So here we go. In Shaq's Silverado truck. I'm driving him. He's sitting in the passenger seat. Sydney's in the back.
How was the small talk?
And off. Oh, it was just like normal.
Yeah,
he's just so
chit-chat.
funny. But he did the FaceTime. He FaceTimes everybody. He was FaceTiming everybody in the passenger seat.
Like while you were driving.
Yeah.
Just to
like,
say hi
I probably
to people.
can't say like who all he was FaceTiming,
Right.
but
Yeah.
like
Lots of
some
people.
super important people. He's just FaceTiming in the passenger seat.
Just for fun.
And so, anyway, we get to Home Goods and we walk
I would
in.
have gotten so lost and been so anxious.
It was like mass chaos.
People freaking the fuck out.
Freaking
Oh
the
my
fuck
God.
out
Shaq's
about
in
him.
Home Goods.
Yes. Well, and you know how Home Goods has all the aisles where they're like 6 feet high or whatever. His head's like, he was like, so it's not like it's like you can like lose him. Like everybody could see him from like every angle of, so everybody was
you
like
see Shaq head.
tracking him down.
It's like a giraffe in fucking Home Goods.
It was. And he was like stopping to talk to everybody. He was like picking up this like glitzy looking Kleenex box. And I was like, no, put it back. And he's like, and he's got it in his hand and this old lady walks by and he's like, do you like this? She was like, you're just the guy for it. And he's like, see? And so he's like I was like, that is bad, but fine. If you want to buy it, we can buy it. So anyways, I was like, put it in the cart. So we keep going through. Everybody's stopping him to take pictures and whatever. Well, we lose him. We're in line to check out. And then we lost him. And I was like, where the hell did he go? And I'm like looking all around. Well, I see him. He's like greeting people at the front of
God, like a
Home
Walmart
Goods.
greeter.
Yes. And people are like,
Welcome to Home Goods.
people are
Home
like,
Goods is
can't
like-
even believe it's him. Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. They just like couldn't believe it was
This
him.
is like late night show shit or Saturday. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
would watch that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So he's just hanging out there, greeting people at this entrance of Home Goods. Everybody's taking
amazing.
pictures. This one girl comes up and like asks for a picture. She's like super like,
Oh, fancy.
She can't wait to
Bougie.
gram it.
so I
She
took
does. She probably doesn't like tchotchkes.
So I took a picture of her,
Saying.
and then she's like, "Oh, can you take one more?" So I take another one, and then she like disappears for a while. Then he comes back up, and then she's like, "Can I get one more picture?" And I'm like, bitch,
for fuck's sake,
seriously? Yeah. And he's like, okay, and I'm like, I would be like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Right. So you were kind of like turned into his PR person.
Yeah,
at this
we were
point.
like taking pictures.
Like security, all the things.
He's just the guy that's checking him out. Like, we bought quite a bit of stuff. I mean, he was just throwing stuff in the cart. Like, and he wanted this like bird cage to like that he wanted to put in the corner of his office. And I was like, no, you can't have the bird cage. It's so tacky. And he was like, oh, come on. I was like, no.
You're like,
it's a hard
my name's attached to this. I get to have final
We're not
say.
going to have the bird cage in here. But anyway,
amazing.
he was so much fun. He was awesome. It was such a great experience. And I can't say, and I mean, he was just like talking to everybody. And
oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I mean, it has
So
to be
much
one of the
content.
cooler like.
this is like the coolest thing that I've
in your career.
Yeah,
And you've done a lot. Yeah. And y'all are still kind of friends. Like, we were hoping maybe he would FaceTime.
Should we just try to FaceTime
Let's try.
him? Okay.
Oh my
Let's
God.
see
I
if he
texted him earlier to say that.
Okay, so while you're FaceTiming, I'm keep
Okay.
going.
Have you met him?
Okay.
So when I was an intern at KNBC in LA, it was Kobe's rookie year. I don't know what year it was for Shaq. I go to a Lakers practice at the old place, the Forum. And I'm waiting to try to talk to Kobe, and Shaq comes by and accidentally like brushes into me. And I was drenched in sweat. And I was like, oh my God, you're the most giant human being ever. And he was like, sorry, excuse me. And I was like, oh my God, oh my gosh, you're so giant and I'm drenched from sweat. Because he just like bumped into me. But that's it. And then I didn't really ever, that's my only interaction with him.
Okay.
Maybe during the Mavs playoff run.
Yeah.
If he was
Maybe
doing,
he'll call us back. In a
I don't know, but he was, he just seems like so much fucking fun.
He was he was a lot of fun.
He just seems like a lot of fun.
And he did not want to see anything. He wanted to be totally surprised. And so, of course, I was like shitting my pants when he sat down on the sofa for the first time. Because I was like, please like the sofa.
Yeah.
He had not seen anything about it. Fabric, sat on anything. I was like, oh my God, if he doesn't like the sectional, this is going to be
Especially, that's probably other than the bed, that's probably the most important thing because that's where you're spending the majority of your time.
Well, and the funny part about the bed was he told me he wanted a California King. So we got a California King. Well, a California King is narrower with like a little bit.
That's what we have.
Yes, a little longer. Yeah, because your husband's tall. Mm-hmm. So it looked like a twin bed when he laid in it. And I was like, and Alex, his right hand guy, was like, what is this? And I was like, he told us to get him a California King. I don't know. And he was like, oh shoot, I forgot. We have a Florida King in Miami. And I was like, a Florida King is 9 foot by 9 foot.
God.
And I was like, I could have done a Florida King for you. I'm sorry. And he was like, it's fine. I said, no, you want us to redo it? He's like, no, it's totally fine. And he's like laying there with his feet hanging off the bed.
I was about to say, there's no way a California King is going to.
Like, no, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. And I was like, oh my God, your feet are hanging off. Are you sure you don't want me to do anything? No, it's fine. It's cool. I was like,
I've never even heard of a Florida King
either.
It's a thing.
9 by 9.
9 by 9.
Damn.
I hadn't heard of it either.
Are people taller in Florida?
Yes, they're way taller.
They must be way taller.
Okay, well, this was so much fun having you.
I know.
You're hilarious.
I
just started following you on Instagram.
Oh,
I can't wait to
good.
go check out the poop pictures. And
it's all in the
all
mom.
things.
I think it's like motherhood. I have a couple of highlights of motherhood. But I can't wait to follow. I'm gonna have to ask Lauren which project is yours whenever she posts them on her stories because I want to see. I love following them. They're so talented.
Yeah, they're awesome.
But so where are you in the stage of your?
So we're 5 weeks out from today.
Oh, that's exciting.
I mean, I'm not sure it's going to be ready, but we're moving in.
Okay,
We're moving in.
You may not have door handles.
Then we're going to have a party.
No, I'm not worried about the hardware. I'm worried about the painters are in. We need to get the painters out so all the other shit can happen.
Yes.
So yeah, we may not have electricity or anything like that, but whatever. We'll be great.
Minor details.
Yeah, it'll be cooled off in 5 weeks. It'll be very pleasant.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
No, this has been so fun. Ever since I crashed into your car.
I know.
9 years ago, I knew that you were awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you're really sweet. And I have one quick story about the car. So I had the right passenger door was the one that got hit. Okay. Well, it got fixed, but then it was always kind of sticking. So anyways, I needed new tires on that car. And so I went to go buy new tires and I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to buy a new car because this door.
Did I help you encourage you to get a new car?
No, I was like, because this door is just sticking. I'm just going to buy a new car. So thank you.
Yay! Okay, it all worked out in the end.
Chrysler your Jeep Dodge Dallas can thank you for that extra Jeep purchase.
Okay, good. It has a happy ending.
Yes.
Glad to help. Sometimes you just need that little boost, if you will, to get a new car.
Or a T-bone, whichever one.
A boost from the side.
Yeah. But let's do your kitchen. You call me when you're ready.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I don't know.
So fun.
That gets me super excited.
Thank you so much.
So
for
fun.
having us.
You're a perfect
I
guest
just
for
said
the mom
thank you
game.
for having us.
You're
We
welcome
had you, but thank you for coming to us.
I'm so glad you could be on my podcast
Thank
today,
you.
Emily. It was so nice.
So
to have
honored.
You.
Yes. Heard so much about this awesome podcast.
We're mom gaming out, right?
Yep. You know what to do. You look at the camera and we peace sign.
This is the end of our
This
show.
is what we do. It's so cheesy, but now we're fucking committed to it.
Okay, we're committed.
Yeah, we're 132 episodes in. We're just going to keep at it. So you peace sign, you look at your camera, yours is right there, and you say mom game out.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Mom game out.